Good morning, student. Welcome back in this class. I hope you are healthy and safe at your home. This is the class 9 subject social science, and today we are going to discuss chapter number 2 of geography, and the topic name is physical features of India. This is the lecture 4th. Student, in previous lecture we have discussed about the Himalaya mountain and the northern plain area, and you know about the Himalaya and the northern plain are the most recent landform. So student, let's start. And today we are going to discuss topic the Peninsula Plateau, and you know the Peninsula Plateau is the oldest landmass and it was a part of Gondwana land, and the Peninsula Plateau composed of igneous and metamorphic rock. And after that we will discuss about division of Peninsula Plateau, and it divided in two parts: Central Highland and Deccan Plateau. And after that we will solve some question. That question I have assigned in previous lecture. So student, let's start. Firstly we will discuss about the meaning of Peninsula Plateau. And you know the peninsula means India is a peninsula country because peninsula means a landmass which is covered by three sides of water, just like our country India covered in south from the Indian Ocean, western part covered by Arabian Sea, and eastern part covered by Bay of Bengal. So we can say that peninsula, a landmass covered by three sides of water. And plateau is the shape of table land. Its upper part is just like a table like structure. So today we are going to discuss the Peninsula Plateau, and in our country southern part of the country covered by the Peninsula Plateau. And next is features of Peninsula Plateau. And firstly, this is a plateau composed of the old crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rock. Means the Peninsula Plateau composed of crystalline means a clear, and they formed by igneous and metamorphic rocks. And Peninsula Plateau was the oldest landmass on the earth, and it was the part of Gondwana land, and it was formed due to the breaking and drifting of the Gondwana land, because before many years before, the Gondwana land included India, Australia, South Africa, South America and Antarctica as one single landmass. But due to the conventional current, they breaking down and they drifted from the Gondwana land. So we can say that it was the oldest landmass on the earth. It is Peninsula Plateau. And the next is the Peninsula Plateau is made up of black soil because it is formed by volcanic origin, and the Peninsula Plateau is formed by igneous and metamorphic rock. So Peninsula Plateau is made up of black soil. And in the plateau means the Peninsula Plateau has broad and wide and shallow means not wide valley, and rounded hills also found in the plateau. And after that plateau had divided into two parts: Central Highland and Deccan Plateau. Upper part means mid part of the country, it is called Central Highland, and southern part of the country it is called Deccan Plateau. First we saw in your map. And you know beta, Narmada and Tapi river originate from Madhya Pradesh, and Narmada river covered by Vindhya range, and here is Mala Plateau. So above the part of Narmada river, those area lying above the Narmada river, it is called Central Highland. And below part of Satpura hills from Maharashtra to Maharashtra to Tamil Nadu and Kerala, all this part included in Deccan Plateau. So we can say that Peninsula Plateau divided into two parts: Central Highland and Deccan Plateau. Firstly, we will discuss about Central Highland. Central Highland, it lying to the north of the Narmada river. You know student, Narmada river originates from Madhya Pradesh, and its flow from east to west and drain into Arabian Sea. So central highland lying to the north of Narmada river means above part of the Narmada river, it is called central highland. And in this type of in above the Narmada river Malwa plateau make up the central highland means in this area in Madhya Pradesh Malwa plateau located. And the central highland covered by Vindhya at north means upper part of the central highland covered by Vindhya range, and Satpura range lie in south direction, and Aravalli lie on north west means in Rajasthan. Means central highland covered by Vindhya range, Satpura range and Aravalli range. Vindhya range and Satpura range lie in Madhya Pradesh and Aravalli range lie in Rajasthan. So we can say that mid part of the country, it is called central highland. And the next is rivers such as Chambal, the Sindh and the Betua and the Kane flows from its southwest to southeast means many regional rivers are flow from west to east and after they merge into Ganga river. So we can say that all these rivers they flow from west to east and the central highland are wider in the west but narrow, but the width in west is very high but in east is very less. And in the eastern part of the country, the silent central highland, it is called Bundelkhand and Bagelkhand. So we can say that eastern part of the country, the central highland, it is known as Bundelkhand and Bagelkhand. And Chota Nagpur plateau marks the further eastward extension means central highland, it extend in eastern part, and in eastern part it is called Chota Nagpur plateau. And Chota Nagpur plateau they lie in Odisha, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Bihar. Okay, so the eastern part of the Deccan plateau, it is called Chota Nagpur plateau, and plateaus are the storehouse of minerals. So we can say that the mid part, upper part of the Narmada river, it is called Central Highland. The Deccan Plateau, and below the part of Narmada river, below the Satpura range, Satpura hills, Satpura range, and apart from Maharashtra to Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra to Kerala, all this part it includes in a Deccan Plateau. And Deccan Plateau is the shape of triangle landmass. It is a triangular landmass. And after that, Deccan Plateau also divided into two parts, western part and eastern part, and it is called Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat. So let's start. First we discuss about the Deccan Plateau. Next is Deccan Plateau. Deccan Plateau, the triangular landmass lying south of the river Narmada river means below the part of the Narmada river, and the triangular landmass, it is called Deccan Plateau. And Satpura, it is northern border of Deccan Plateau means upper part of the Deccan Plateau is covered by Satpura range. And there are many border also lie in Deccan Plateau, just like Mahadev, Kaimur, Mekal range are the eastern border of Deccan Plateau. So we can say that upper part of the Deccan Plateau covered by Satpura range and eastern border covered by Mahadev, Kaimur and Mekal range. And the next is the Deccan Plateau is higher in the west and slope gently eastward means the Deccan Plateau means western part is higher and its slope gently to eastward. An extension of this plateau in also found some part of the Deccan Plateau also found in northeast. Northeast means just like Assam, Meghalaya, and in Meghalaya some hills also found just like Garo, Khasi and Jaintia hills. And also in eastern part of Deccan Plateau, some plateau also found just like Karbi Angloy Plateau and North Karchar hills also found in eastern part of Deccan Plateau. And after that, Deccan Plateau also divided into two parts, Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat. Western Ghat lie in the western coast and Eastern Ghat lie in the eastern coast. So we can say that there are some features of Deccan Plateau. Upper part of the Narmada river, it is called Central Highland, and below part of the Narmada river, it is called Deccan Plateau. So firstly you can see in your map, just this part it is called Deccan Plateau triangle landmass. Below the part of Narmada river it is called Deccan Plateau, and after it divided into two parts, Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat. Western Ghat located in the western part of the country and Eastern Ghat located into the eastern part of the country. It is nearby the Arabian Sea and it is nearby the Bay of Bengal, and all river originate from the western part and they flow from eastern part and they drain into Bay of Bengal. But only two river, Narmada and Tapi river, originate in Madhya Pradesh, and they flow from east to west and drain into Arabian Sea. So now let's start. Firstly we will discuss about, so first is Western Ghat. Deccan Plateau divided in two parts, Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat. And Western Ghat lie parallel to western coast, and Western Ghat are continuous and can be crossed through passes only. We cannot cross Western Ghat. It can cross with the help of passes only. And Western Ghat are higher than Eastern Ghat. Means in the Western Ghat, the peak also very high than Eastern Ghat. And the next is Western Ghat have an average elevation of 900 to 1600 meter. Means average height of mountain peak, it is 900 meter to 1600 meter. They are less wide and they are unbroken. Means the Western Ghat are unbroken and they are the sources of river, because many river originate in Western Ghat, just like Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. And the highest peak of Western Ghat, it is Anaimudi, and Anaimudi located in Kerala, and the height of Anaimudi is 2695 meters. So we can say that these are some features of Western Ghat, and Western Ghat are very continuous, and the height of the mountain, it is 900 meter to 1600 meter, and the highest peak of Western Ghat is Anaimudi. It is located in Kerala. Height is 2695 meter. Next is Eastern Ghat. Eastern Ghat located on the east coast of India. Okay, it lie near the Bay of Bengal, and the Eastern Ghats stretch from Mahanadi. It started from Mahanadi Valley located in Odisha, and Eastern Ghat located to Nilgiri in south. Nilgiri located in Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Means southern eastern part of the country is covered by Eastern Ghat, and Eastern Ghat are discontinuous and irregular and dissected by river, because many river coming from the Western Ghat and they drain into Bay of Bengal, so they cross the Eastern Ghat. So we can say that Eastern Ghat are discontinuous and irregular, and because many rivers such like Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri and Mahanadi, they drain into Bay of Bengal. And the next is, they are much wide. Eastern Ghat are much wide. Their peak is very wide, and their elevation, Eastern Ghat elevation is 600 meter, and the highest peak is the Mahendragiri. Highest peak of Western Ghat is Mahendragiri, and height is 1500 meter. So these are some features of Eastern Ghat. So we can say that Peninsula Plateau divided into two parts, Central Highland and Deccan Plateau. Central Highland means above the part of Narmada river. It is called Central Highland, and Malwa Plateau located in Central Highland. And below the Narmada river, all part of the country, south part of the country is covered by Deccan Plateau, and Deccan Plateau is a triangle landmass, and it divided into two parts, Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat. Western Ghat are less wide and Eastern Ghat are much wide, and the height of Western Ghat is 900 meter to 1600 meter, and the Eastern Ghat elevation is 600 meter. Highest peak of Western Ghat is Anaimudi, and height is 2695 meter, and the highest peak of Eastern Ghat is the Mahendragiri, 1500 meter. So these are some features of Western Ghat and Eastern. And the next is Deccan Trap. Peninsula Plateau, it is also called Deccan Trap because the Peninsula Plateau is the black soil area known as Deccan Trap, and it contains black soil of volcanic origin because due to availability of black soil and black soil origin from volcanic, due to which the rocks are igneous and metamorphic rocks. So Deccan Trap, so the part of the Deccan Plateau is formed by volcanic, and after when volcanic cool down and they convert into igneous and metamorphic rocks. So this area is covered by black soil, so due to the availability of black soil it is called Deccan Trap. So these are the features of Deccan Trap. Second feature, these plains spread over a area of about 7 lakh square kilometer. And third point, the length of the northern plain is 2400 kilometer. It is a densely populated. So these are some features of northern plain area. And question number third, what are Punjab plains and how are they formed? And answer is the western part of the northern plain is called Punjab plain, formed by the Indus and its tributaries. The larger part of this plain lie in Pakistan. So this is called Punjab plain. And question number fourth, how are riverine island formed? And answer is the rivers coming from the northern mountain carry alluvium with them and do the deposition work. In the lower course, due to gentle slope, the velocity of the river decreases, which result in the formation of riverine island. And next question, differences between Khadar and Bangar. And answer is Khadar. Khadar, it is a new alluvium soil. It is very fertile. It does not contain the conquered nodules. Fourth, it is found in the lower level in the plains. And Bhangar, it is an old alluvium soil. It is less fertile. It contains the conquered nodules and it is found in the upper course of the rivers. So all these questions you have to done in your fair notebook. So student, today your homework, firstly you have to revise the topic the Peninsula Plateau and after that find out question answer. Question number first, which is the highest peak of the Deccan Plateau? Question number second, describe the Peninsula Plateau of India. You have to write feature of the Peninsula Plateau and after that what are the two division of Peninsula Plateau, and you have to write minimum two features of division of Peninsula Plateau. And question number fourth, why is the black soil area in the peninsula part called the Deccan Trap? And question number fifth, what is the average elevation of Western Ghat? All question you have to done in your fair notebook. Thank you. Keep learning.